Most people are broke not because they don't earn enough, but because nobody ever taught them what to actually do with money. And that's not your fault. Schools don't teach it. Parents often don't know it themselves. And by the time most people figure it out, they've already wasted years and thousands of dollars making completely avoidable mistakes. But here's the good news. Saving money is a skill. And like every skill, it can be learned. Once you know the right moves, everything changes. You start keeping more of what you earn. You stop living paycheck to paycheck. You start building something real. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 powerful ways to save money fast, even if you're on a tight budget, even if you've tried before and failed, and even if right now you feel like there's nothing left to save at the end of the month. Stay with me until the end because way number 7 is the one most people completely overlook, and it's the one that ties everything together. Let's get into it. Way number 1, do a full subscription audit and cut what you don't use. Let me ask you something. Right now, without checking your bank account, how much money leaves your account automatically every single month? Most people genuinely don't know, and that's exactly the problem. Think about it. Netflix, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Prime, a gym membership you signed up for in January and haven't used since February, a meditation app, a news app, a cloud storage plan you upgraded 2 years ago and forgot about, a software trial that turned into a paid subscription 6 months ago, an old gaming service, a delivery pass, a premium version of something you could use for free. Every single one of those is draining your account silently, month after month, without you even noticing. Here's what I want you to do right now. And I mean today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Go through your last 3 months of bank statements. Highlight every single recurring charge. Write them all down in a list. Then go through that list and ask one simple question about each item. Did I actually use this in the last 30 days? If the answer is no, cancel it. Immediately. Not later. Not when you remember. Right now. If the answer is yes, but barely, ask yourself honestly, is this worth the money? Could I get the same value somewhere else for free or cheaper? Here's why this matters so much. The average person is spending between $80 and $300 every single month on subscriptions they barely use. That's nearly $3,600 a year. Gone. Money you already earned. Money that should be in your savings account. Money that could be growing in an investment account. Instead, it's quietly disappearing into apps and services that aren't improving your life. Now, some subscriptions are worth keeping. If you use Netflix every day, keep Netflix. If Spotify is on constantly, keep Spotify. But be honest with yourself, because most people, when they actually go through this exercise, find at least 2 or 3 subscriptions they completely forgot they were paying for. Canceling just 2 subscriptions at $15 each saves you $30 a month. That's $360 a year, from a 10-minute task you do once. That's not nothing. That's a real amount of money. And here's a tip. After you cancel, set a calendar reminder for 3 months from now to do this again. Because new subscriptions creep back in. Stay on top of it. Way number 2. Master the 24-hour rule and watch your impulse spending collapse. Here is one of the most destructive financial habits that almost everyone has, and almost nobody talks about. Impulse buying. You're scrolling online. You see something. It looks good. It's on sale. You tell yourself you need it. You buy it. And then 3 days later it arrives and you think, why did I buy this? Or worse, you don't even use it. It just sits there. Money gone. This happens because of something called the dopamine loop. When you see something you want to buy, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. The excitement isn't from having the thing. It's from the idea of having it. The moment you click buy, the dopamine spikes, and then it fades almost immediately. That's why you often feel a bit flat after buying something impulsively. The excitement was in the anticipation, not the purchase. The 24-hour rule breaks this loop completely. Here's how it works. Anytime you want to buy something that isn't food, bills, or an essential, stop. Add it to a wish list or a note on your phone, then wait exactly 24 hours before you make the purchase. That's all. Just 24 hours. What happens in that time? The dopamine fades, the excitement drops, and about 70% of the time, 70%, you come back the next day and you don't even want it anymore. You look at the item and think, yeah, I don't need that, and you move on. Just like that, you kept your money. For anything over $100, extend the rule to 72 hours, 3 days. Give your brain time to fully separate from the emotional spike and think clearly. And for really big purchases, anything over $500, I recommend a 7-day rule. Write down why you want it. Come back a week later and read what you wrote. You'll be amazed how often your reason sounds different a week later. This one rule, applied consistently, can save the average person between $200 and $500 every single month. Not by cutting out things you genuinely want, but by eliminating the things you only thought you wanted in the moment. Way number 3. Rethink how you eat without making yourself miserable. Food is one of the biggest spending categories for most people, and it's also one of the easiest places to save significant money if you approach it correctly. Now, I'm not going to tell you to stop eating out. I'm not going to tell you to meal prep every Sunday and eat the same chicken and rice for 5 days. That approach works for some people, but for most people it's too rigid, too boring, and too easy to quit. Instead, I want to give you a more flexible approach that actually works long-term. The number to understand is this. The average person spends 5 to 7 times more money eating out than eating at home. Not twice as much. 5 to 7 times more. So a meal at home that costs you $2 to make might cost you $12 to $15 at a restaurant. Do that twice a day, 5 days a week, and the difference is enormous. Here's the practical strategy. Instead of cutting out eating out entirely, commit to cooking at home just 3 more times per week than you currently do. That's it. 3 meals. If you currently cook 0 times a week, cook 3 times. If you cook twice, cook 5 times. 3 extra home-cooked meals per week at an average saving of $10 to $12 per meal means you're saving $30 to $36 per week. That's $130 to $150 per month, just from 3 meals. Keep those meals simple. You do not need to be a chef. You do not need to spend an hour cooking. Simple meals. Pasta, rice and stew, eggs and toast, stir-fry, soup can be made in 15 to 20 minutes and cost a fraction of what you'd pay eating out. The second food strategy is grocery shopping with a list and a budget. Never go grocery shopping without knowing exactly what you need and how much you're willing to spend. People who shop without a list spend on average 40% more than people who shop with one. Because without a list, you're making decisions in the moment. And the store is designed to get you to spend more. Make your list before you shop. Stick to it. And eat before you go. Never shop hungry. A hungry shopper is a store's best customer. Way number 4. Set up automatic savings. And pay yourself first. This is one of the most powerful financial concepts that wealthy people understand and most people never learn. It's called paying yourself first, and it completely changes the way you save money. Here's how most people try to save. They earn their income, they pay their bills, they buy groceries, they spend on entertainment, food, transport, everything else. And then, at the end of the month, they look at what's left and try to save it. But by the end of the month, there's usually nothing left. So they save nothing, and the cycle repeats. Here's the problem with that approach. You're treating savings as whatever's left over after spending, which means savings will always lose, because spending always finds a way to expand and fill whatever budget you give it. The solution is to flip the order completely. When your income comes in, before you pay any bills, before you buy any food, before you do anything, you move a set amount directly into a separate savings account. You pay yourself first, then you live on what's left. The key is to automate this, so it happens without you making a decision each time. Set up an automatic transfer at your bank. On the same day your salary or income arrives, a fixed amount moves automatically into a savings account. You never see it in your main account. You never have the chance to spend it. It's just gone into savings. Now, what amount should you start with? Here's my recommendation. Start with whatever feels slightly uncomfortable, but not impossible. If you can easily save $10, save $20. If you can easily save $50, save $80. The goal is to feel a small amount of constraint. That constraint is what forces you to be more intentional with the rest of your money. Even if you start with just $20 per month, that's $240 a year. Small, yes. But the habit is what matters more than the amount in the beginning. Because as your income grows, you increase the automatic transfer, and suddenly you're saving $100, then $200, then $500 a month, all automatically, all without willpower, all without thinking about it. The account you save into should be separate from your main account. Ideally, make it slightly difficult to access, a different bank, or an account without a debit card. The harder it is to access, the less tempted you'll be to dip into it. Way number 5. Use the cash envelope method for variable spending. This one sounds old-fashioned. It is old-fashioned, and it works better than almost anything else for people who struggle to control their spending. Here's the psychology behind it. When you pay with a card, debit or credit, the pain of payment is almost invisible. You tap, you swipe, you don't feel the money leaving. Your brain doesn't register it the same way. This is why card spending is so easy to overshoot. The transaction feels almost fictional. Cash is completely different. When you hand over physical notes, your brain actually feels it. Studies in consumer psychology have shown consistently that people spend between 15 and 30% less when paying with cash compared to card. Not because cash is worth more, but because it feels more real. Here's how to apply this practically. Identify your main variable spending categories, the ones you tend to overspend in. Common ones are groceries, eating out, entertainment, personal care, and transport. At the start of each week, withdraw a set amount of cash for each category. Put the cash into separate envelopes, one for each category. Label them. When the envelope is empty, you're done spending in that category for the week. No exceptions. If your grocery envelope runs out on Thursday, you get creative with what's in the house until Monday. If your entertainment envelope runs out after one outing, you find free things to do until the week resets. This is powerful because it makes your budget physical and visual. You can see exactly how much you have left. There's no ambiguity. There's no rounding up in your head or telling yourself the account probably has enough. The envelope either has money in it or it doesn't. Start with just 2 or 3 categories. Don't try to cash envelope your entire life overnight. Pick the categories where you most consistently overspend and start there. Once you've mastered those, expand to others. Way number 6. Negotiate everything, especially your bills. Most people believe that the price on a bill is fixed, that what they're charged is what they pay and there's nothing they can do about it. This is one of the most expensive myths in personal finance. Almost every bill is negotiable. Phone plans, internet, insurance, streaming bundles, gym memberships, even some utility providers. Companies price their services with the expectation that most customers will never ask for a better deal, which means the people who do ask almost always get one. Here is the exact script I want you to use when you call any provider. Say this: "Hi, I've been a customer for some time and I really like your service. But I've been looking at my budget and I found a competing offer from another provider that's significantly cheaper. I'd really like to stay with you, but I need to know if there's anything you can do on the price to help me out." That's it. You don't need to be aggressive. You don't need to be rude. You don't need to actually have a competing offer in hand, though it helps if you do. You just need to be calm, friendly, and willing to ask. What typically happens is one of 3 things. They offer you an immediate discount. They move you to a cheaper plan with similar features. Or they offer you a free month or a promotional rate for the next 6 to 12 months. Any one of those outcomes saves you money. Real money. A phone plan reduced by $15 a month is $180 a year. An internet bill reduced by $20 a month is $240 a year. Insurance reduced by $30 a month is $360 a year. Do all three in one afternoon and you've potentially saved $780 a year from 3 phone calls. Block out 2 hours. Call every provider you pay monthly. Ask the question. The worst they can say is no. And even when they say no, ask them what promotions are currently available. There's almost always something. Way number 7. Set a crystal clear savings goal with a deadline and a reason. This is the step that separates people who actually save from people who intend to save but never quite get there. And it's simpler than most people think. Here's what most people do when they decide to save money. They say to themselves, I need to start saving more. And then they don't, because save more isn't a goal, it's a wish. There's no number, there's no deadline, there's no reason attached to it. It's vague. And vague goals don't produce results. The human brain doesn't respond to vague intentions. It responds to specific, vivid, emotionally connected targets. Here's what a real savings goal looks like. I want to save $500 by the 30th of next month so I can build my first emergency fund and stop feeling financially anxious every time something unexpected comes up. Do you see the difference? There's a specific number, $500. There's a specific deadline, the 30th of next month. And there's a specific reason to stop feeling anxious. That reason is emotional, it's personal. It connects the goal to something that actually matters to you. That kind of goal activates your brain differently. It creates focus. It creates motivation. It makes trade-off decisions easier. Because every time you're about to make an impulse purchase, you can ask yourself, is this worth delaying my goal? And often the answer will be no. Here's how to set your savings goal right now. Step 1. Pick a specific number. What's the first savings milestone that would genuinely change how you feel about money? For most people just starting out, that's between $500 and $1,000. That's your emergency fund, your financial cushion, the thing that means a car repair or a medical bill doesn't derail your entire life. Step 2. Set a realistic deadline. Look at your income and your current expenses. Based on the saving strategies you've learned in this video, how much could you realistically save each month? If it's $100, your $1,000 goal takes 10 months. Write that date down. That's your target. Step 3. Attach a real reason. Why does this goal matter to you specifically? Write it down in 1 or 2 sentences. Be honest. Be specific. Keep it somewhere you'll see it every day. Your phone wallpaper, a note on your mirror, the first thing you see when you open your wallet. Step 4. Track your progress weekly. Every week, check your savings balance. Write down how much you added. Acknowledge it. Celebrate small wins. Progress is motivating. When you see the number going up, it builds momentum. It makes you want to keep going. Step 5. Don't restart from zero if you slip. Everyone has a bad month, an unexpected expense, a moment of weakness. The difference between people who reach their goals and people who don't is not perfection. It's resilience. If you miss a week, you don't quit. You add what you can next week and keep moving forward.
Now let me bring everything together for you. You now have 7 proven strategies to save money faster than you ever thought possible. Let's go through them one final time. Way number 1. Do a full subscription audit. Go through your bank statements, find every recurring charge, cancel anything you haven't used in the last 30 days. This one step alone could save you $50 to $200 a month. Way number 2. Use the 24-hour rule. Before any non-essential purchase, wait 24 hours. For purchases over $100, wait 72 hours. Watch how many things you stop buying simply because you gave yourself time to think. Way number 3. Rethink how you eat. Cook at home 3 more times per week. Shop with a list and a budget. Don't eat before you go shopping. These small changes can save you $130 to $150 every month without you feeling deprived. Way number 4, automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer on the day your income arrives. Pay yourself first, before anything else. Even starting with $20 a month builds the habit that changes everything. Way number 5, use cash for variable spending. Pick your 2 or 3 biggest overspending categories. Use cash envelopes for those categories each week. When the envelope is empty, you're done. Simple, physical, and incredibly effective. Way number 6, negotiate your bills. Call your providers. Use the script I gave you. Ask calmly for a better deal. Do it for your phone, your internet, your insurance. 2 hours of phone calls could save you $500 to $800 a year. Way number 7, set a specific savings goal with a number, a deadline, and a reason. Write it down. Put it somewhere visible. Track it weekly. And don't quit when things get hard. Here's the truth about saving money that most people don't want to hear. It's not about finding some magical strategy you've never heard of. It's about being consistent with the basics. The 7 things I've shared with you today are not complicated. They're not secret. They're just things that work, if you actually do them. The difference between people who build wealth and people who stay broke is almost never income. It's behavior. It's habits. It's what you do consistently, week after week, with the money you already have. Start today. Not Monday, not next month. Today. Pick one strategy from this list and implement it before you go to sleep tonight. One step. That's all it takes to begin. If this video gave you value, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button right now. I post every single week on how to save money, invest smarter, and build real wealth from the ground up. And if you want to know what to do after you've saved your first $500, watch the next video right here. I'll show you exactly how to start investing even if you only have a small amount of money, because saving is step 1. Investing is how you multiply it. I'll see you in the next one.